today's episode of The Founder Ride, Randy talks about scaling without losing standards in your business.
Hello, welcome to another episode of The Founder Ride, and thank you for listening. Very much appreciated. Today we're going to talk a little bit about scaling without losing standards. It might be considered scaling with execution as well. When it's all said and done, there's a natural tension between growing and maintaining your quality and standards. And so I think one of the fundamental dynamics of not losing your standards, and said differently, maintaining an excellent product or service, is having strong core values. And so I see this so many times when companies are starting. They really don't have core values, or they have them, but they're written down, they're not meaningful. You have to live and die by them. And so when it's all said, because growth, and certainly high growth, has a tendency to break standards. So you have to fiercely protect those standards, and the best way to do that is through great core values. Part of the challenge is that entrepreneurs get very emotionally engaged in the process, and frankly, they're chasing revenue because revenue, in their view, solves problems, even though it's really profit that does. So, and one of the challenges you have that when you're scaling at a really high rate, what made you great smaller is what may kill you bigger. And so one of my favorite things in the world is to eat chicken wings. And when I came to Ohio State, the very first BW3 was at Ohio State. And ironically, guys from Buffalo, specifically from Cheektowaga, New York, and yes, it's Cheektowaga, and they thought that they would open a chicken wing place at the largest campus in the country. So it used to be called Buffalo Wild Wings and WEC. And when I came here, it was very, very hard. Like, oh, how good can this possibly be? The wings won't be as good here at Buffalo Wild Wings and WEC as they are in my hometown. Well, I went there. They were delicious. They were terrific. I loved them. And BW3, they used to be Buffalo Wild Wings and WEC. They renamed themselves BW3, probably commonly known now as B-Dubs. And the reality is their wings aren't very good anymore. They've scaled so much, they've lost all the sense of quality that they used to have. And so that's one of many, many examples. And so I think it's not just about the entrepreneur, like I said earlier. It's the leadership team and the core values. So those have to transcend growth as you're growing the company. So as you're growing and you're growing at a fast rate, make sure check in on your core values, check in on living and breathing them. As you've heard me say before, hire and fire to them as well when people aren't meeting those core values. So please call me with any questions on this topic. It's a good one, hard one for sure, but an important one. Thanks.
Content herein is produced by Gerber Entrepreneur LLC, aka Founder Farm, another firm owned by Randy Gerber that is a private community for entrepreneurs. Services provided by Founder Farm are separate from the services rendered by Gerber LLC and are rendered pursuant to a separate contract. Clients of Gerber LLC are under no obligation to engage with Founder Farm. Founder Farm does not render investment advisory services.